Soup and Susan. I've had a hell of a morning.
Hello?
Hello?
Mrs. Taylor?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, hi, Miss Everett from Social Services.
Oh, is that today?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm always telling them to write it down on the bridge. Okay, can I get you a drink at all or anything?
My biggest beverage.
Okay.
So the birth was normal?
Yes, except she was a little premature and I wasn't allowed to take her home for the first week.
And now she's 9 years old, is that correct?
Yes.
And when did you first notice symptoms of abnormality in Verity?
We weren't thinking about symptoms. We've never even considered her to be abnormal. She's
The
just...
doctor is asking us to see her here at the Child Guidance Clinic. In his report, he speaks of bizarre and antisocial behaviour.
She's a difficult child.
Has she always been difficult? What was she like as a small infant?
She never smiled, and sometimes when she looked at you, it seemed as if she didn't really see you.
Not affectionate, responsive, warm?
No, not really.
At what age did she begin to walk?
Well, a little late. She was about 2, and ever since then she seemed to have no sense of belonging.
Sense of belonging?
Like a human instinct. She seemed to have no idea where she was meant to be.
Did you find that she became more affectionate as she grew older?
Oh yes, well, she's always been a little distant. Even as a toddler, she wouldn't sit in your lap and let you cuddle her. My partner Edward's always said that she's introverted.
Does she talk?
Yeah, she talks good. Though she does get a little muddled up sometimes, and it can be a bit difficult to get through to her. But then she's quite an emotional girl. There'll be times when she'll just sit, silent. She won't talk to anyone. And then other times when she gets excited, there's no stopping her.
Is her behaviour ever aggressive?
Can I get you a drink at all or anything? A glass of wine?
A glass of water.
Sorry.
Do you drink often?
No, just a few times a week.
Is her behaviour ever aggressive?
Well, yes, there'll be tantrums sometimes, and she'll flare up very suddenly, shout, run about the house, slamming doors, that sort of thing. It's usually at nights. The nights have always been hard. She used to cry every night until she was 1 year old, nearly all night long. Though she's much better now, and often will have whole nights without any trouble.
Has she persisted in wandering off from home?
Yes, I'm afraid she has. She's always being brought back by strangers, and on 1 or 2 occasions by the police, but nothing serious, just trespass and a bit of minor vandalism, just silly things. One time she let these pigs loose on a farm near us.
Did you ever punish her?
At first we did, of course, just a smack, nothing very... It was disastrous. She seemed to go absolutely wild, throwing herself about, or else she'd just become rigid and silent and she won't talk to anyone, sometimes for hours. Me and my partner thought that kind of physical punishment was wrong for Verity. She's an incredibly sensitive child.
I see. You've never considered getting help with Verity before, Mrs. Taylor?
No, we never really thought anything was really wrong, you see. You get used to things, don't you? We just thought she was going through some funny phases. She's very different from her brother Mark. He's 3 years older than her, but then no two children are alike. And then last year our doctor discovered that Verity had a mild epileptic condition, but she's on drugs for that now. We thought that was why she was so we'd hoped she'd settle down.
And she hasn't?
No, but she's an intelligent kid, you know, she's not stupid, she'll be very witty, very imaginative. They're quite pleased with her progress at primary school.
She plays with other children as friends?
No, she doesn't seem to get on a wavelength with the other children somehow. We've noticed that she veers between being a little too high-spirited or closed up in a funny way. You get children like that, don't you, who are just solitary by nature, and she always seems so much more happier playing her own private world.
Okay. Thank you for that, Mrs. Taylor. I'm afraid I've got some disappointing news for you.
You can't find a residential place for Verity.
I'm so sorry. There just doesn't seem to be a suitable boarding school. A lot of them just aren't keen to take on someone so disruptive.
There must be somewhere she can be taken care of. We've tried so hard.
I'm sure you have.
These last 2 years have been a nightmare. She's been back twice from the children's ward. Won't they take her in again?
Yes, I saw the report. Inciting other children to disruptive behaviour and vandalism.
I don't think that's fair. All she did was get the children to take the curtains down at the house and put them on as fancy dress costumes. They had a parade in the streets. I should have thought they had a marvellous time.
That kind of behaviour can't be contained in a children's home.
But it can in our home, can't it? We're supposed to be able to manage, frantic and exhausted without any peace and quiet. I mean, all the time. She still runs off, you know. The police call in the middle of the night. Again.
There are much worse cases than Verity, you know, Mrs. Taylor. Though, of course, I can imagine how difficult it is for you. And she is your child, Mrs. Taylor.
So are they my children? So are they.
Well, we'll definitely continue investigating all the possibilities, Mrs. Taylor. But I must warn you that there aren't many facilities for a case like this. We just don't have the places or the staff. We all think you and your husband are managing wonderfully well in the circumstances. I'll see myself out.